Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Nintendo Campfire podcast. Today, we kind of got a little bit of ASMR action going on here. I'm speaking very lightly and quietly. Thankfully enough, with the setup I have now, I can get close to the mic, and I should be able to boost up the volume if I need to while editing. But I've currently got a sick girlfriend right now who needs her rest, so I'm being respectful of that. I want to let her get her rest. It's been very busy. This episode is coming out a day later than I usually upload on, so apart from today, I'm going to try really hard to stick to my Sunday morning schedule for episode releases, but here and there might be some little mishaps. Like, it was just a very busy week working on getting a new job, helping my girlfriend with the same situation. She hasn't been feeling well. I wasn't feeling well. We had a lot going on. It's been busy, but I'm here. We're going to talk a lot of stuff today. Super excited to talk Pokopia with all of you, so let's jump right into it, guys. What have I been playing this week? So I've actually got like a really interesting mixed bag of games. I like when this happens. I like when I'm able to go back into, my backlog or games I've already played and beaten and visit them again because this week I actually played a couple of older games, and when I wasn't playing them, I was watching my girlfriend play them. So we played Breath of the Wild a little bit. One of the nights when she wasn't feeling well, she looked a little stir crazy, like she needed that sense of freedom. She needed to be able to move. So I was like, okay, close your eyes. And it was while I was preparing her some food. So in between trips to get her some food and drink, I was setting up the Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild on her Switch 2. So she played that for a little bit, and I think she enjoyed it. Had she been feeling better and was more in the mood for it, she probably would have played a little more, but she did a few of the shrines on the Great Plateau. And that was my first time sitting and watching the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild for a long time. Like like an actual period of time. And man, that game looks beautiful. I was a little jealous, made me want to play it really bad, but I'll get to it eventually when I have more free time. Maybe it's something I can stream or something I'll play together with my girlfriend. But she played that. She has also been playing the Thousand Year Door remake. So that was a game her and her siblings used to play a lot when they were kids. And she started this months ago. She started playing the game. She got to probably past getting Madame Flurry a little bit, and then she stopped and she decided, while she wasn't feeling well and was, resting on the couch, I made up a little bed for her and I set up, like, I called it princess bed. So there's just a bunch of pillows, a bunch of blankets. She might as well get back into the Thousand Year Door. So that is exactly what she did, and she is at the final battle in the game. She's very good at the game. She said she's not sure if she ever made it this far as a kid, so she's struggling in the final battle. But she's doing very well. She tried for a few hours to defeat that final boss. I won't say it. It's an old game, but I'll be respectful of spoilers in case it's a new game to you, the listener. But yeah, she's working her way through that. Hopefully, she'll be able to finish that up. And the other game that she's been playing this week that I've been watching her play is Fairy Tale 2. This is an older game now. I'm not sure how many years. There's presumably a first game, like Fairy Tale 1 or just Fairy Tale. This game is really cool. I'm really happy she got to play it. I got it for her for Christmas, and again, she was sick, so she had some time to start it up now. She adores Fairy Tale. She loves the world. She loves the characters. We've been watching it together, and the game just kind of pulled her right in. It's developed by Koei Tecmo, so it has a little bit of. It kind of looks like maybe a little bit of a Naruto Ninja Storm game, which are fantastic games combined with maybe a Warriors game, which is kind of where some of that Koei Tecmo vibe comes from. It's definitely a dated game, like you can tell it's a little bit older, but she's loving it, and it's really cool to see her power up her characters and to to use all of these crazy moves. She's playing through the story mode right now, so that's been awesome. It's not an arena fighter like the Naruto Ninja Storm games. It's more of a it's kind of like a turn-based RPG, but you're not really taking turns when you're battling an enemy. There's a period of time where they're like building up a move, and you can choose to just straight up attack, you can choose to guard. It's a little plays like a turn-based RPG at least, so it's really cool. I've loved seeing her play that. Now the main game that I've been playing this week is of course Pokopia. So, like I talked about last week, I wasn't able to get Pokopia. I had to cancel my pre-order. money struggles. I was searching for a job. Thankfully, I found one right now. I am going to put my all into. It's not the highest paying, but it's a start. We just moved to a new area, so I left a very nice job that I had in my previous state, and we're just trying to make ends meet. We needed to be where we are now, and we're better off for it. We're really happy here, but it was stressful for a while there. Happy to report I have a job now, but at the time of finally securing Pokopia, which I did this past week, I did not have one. So, a few weeks ago, I went to a thrift store, which me and my family do a lot, and I saw two GameCube games. They were both anime games. So, one was a One Piece game, and the other one was Zatch Battle, I think it was called. So, I was only familiar with One Piece. I wasn't sure exactly what Zatch was, but it actually looked really cool, and I was just super nostalgic. They were $1 a piece, so I grabbed them both, and it was so nice to open up a game and see inserts, manuals, cases. They used to have these little mail-in envelopes where you could give your thoughts, and sometimes you'd get a response or a reward, or you could take a survey. So that was really cool, and I held on to them for a few weeks. Then the perfect opportunity struck for me to secure a copy of Pokopia. Ideally, I wanted physical, but as you guys have seen, I'm sure the game is incredible and is selling amazing, so it's very hard to find a physical copy. Game key card physical, if you want that clarification. I still wanted it, even though it was a game key card. I prefer physical media, but I had to settle for digital, and it was Mario Day, and GameStop was offering a $5 off coupon if you dressed up as Mario. Now, I don't have a Mario costume lying around anymore, but I had a Super Mario Kart t-shirt, some jeans, some brown shoes, and a hat. So I wore that. Thankfully, it was enough. We had a busy day that day. My girlfriend needed some car work done. So while we were out, we stopped in a GameStop and I traded in the GameCube games. So thankfully, I was able to turn a profit. Very fortunate for that. I ended up getting about 20 bucks there. And then I also had $5 off from dressing up as Mario, and I had an old $5 trade credit card from years ago that I was able to use. We went to GameStop the first time when I traded in the GameCube games. I asked if they had any physical copies of Pokopia. They said, "No, I'm sorry, we don't." And I was like, "I'll just wait then." And then we got home, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get this game for cheaper. It's a $70 game. Pokemon games hold their value. I'm going to be about to save 25, 30 bucks on this, so I should probably do it today. So we went back out, got the $5 off for the trade credit, $5 off for dressing as Mario, which was awesome that they did that. That was really fun. Got my digital code for Pokopia. It was basically killing me, guys. I was so distraught not being able to play this game because everyone around me was playing it. It's one of those games where it's just a moment. Everyone is talking about it. It's a big game. There's depth to it. People are discovering new things. The dialogue is charming. There's a pretty serious story in the background of all of this cute gameplay. Even friends that haven't played many Nintendo games, at least not for a few years, picked up this game. A friend of mine I saw randomly came online. I didn't even know they had a Switch too. And it said playing Pokopia. I reached out, messaged them, and I was like, "Do you want to start a Cloud Island? There's servers in this game." So, anyways, very excited for that. I ended up reaching out to other friends who I haven't hung out with or played games with in a while, and we made plans to start a cloud server, Cloud Island, they're called. So I'm very excited to be able to do that. And I've tried to play as much of Pokopia as I could. I'm very thankful I was able to secure it with the deals that I was able to get. And this game is amazing. I can already tell that this is going to be one of those games, kind of like Breath of the Wild, where for years to come, people are going to be finding new things, sharing their houses. It's just so much more than Pokemon Animal Crossing, which is what a lot of people were calling it. Talking to these Pokemon, they have real personalities. The world is very interactive. It's not restrictive. Like Animal Crossing can be very restrictive in how you build. Pokopia is not. You can build pre-built houses. You can build them block by block. There's a big world to discover. Even in the first area, you can find caves. There's a big elevation. The story's deep. It's post-apocalyptic. The Ditto character is charming. As a huge Pokemon fan, this is amazing. I was able to find Lotad the other day. I was freaking out a little bit. Also, this game is amazing for mouse mode. Like, it's totally playable without it, but your placing a lot of blocks like you would in a game like Minecraft, and you're also destroying a lot of blocks like you would in Minecraft. So using it's not even like there's a cursor in the middle of the screen, you just kind of move the camera to aim. It's a little clunky, but mouse mode is perfect for this. This is like the best showcase for mouse mode. And this game is selling like crazy. I've never seen on the Switch 2 so far a game cause this much of a stir. Like there's people streaming it, like everyone's sharing tips and tricks. Everyone's talking about let's get humid in here, which is important part of the early part of the game in Pokopia. It's very funny. There's memes again. This is just a good cultural gaming moment. I think it's really fun, and I'm super happy to be a part of it. I'm not too far in. I'm focusing on advancing the story. I want to ideally have the all of the Ditto transformations because they make a lot of building easier. So before I start rebuilding the world and building like my own house and various other facilities, I want to have all of the transformations. So I'm playing the story mode, which is very deep, surprisingly very deep. I really like it, and I see this being a big deal for Nintendo and Pokemon. This is a system seller. I've been able to find Switch 2s in stock in store, like in person, for months. I don't think they've really come out of stock since like August or September. Not like when the Switch 2 launched and it was hard to find everywhere. But this game, I think, has caused the Switch 2s to fluctuate out of stock like they haven't since the Switch 2 launch. So this game is definitely doing very well. And I think that's a good thing. I'm very happy for Nintendo and Pokemon. This was clearly a passion project. There's a lot of love put into it. So I'm sure in future episodes I will talk more about my thoughts on the game as I continue to advance. Sorry, my monitor is having a little freak out over here. Just make sure it's hopefully just specific to the program and not my other monitor. Okay, so that's really all I've been playing this week. Mostly just Pokopia. I'm hoping to get back into Mario Tennis Fever. There's more I want to do with some of the content in that game, but it's been busy. Hopefully next week I'll be able to talk more about that. Okay, news time. So nothing too crazy this week for news, just a lot of little things that add up to be pretty cool. I wanted to remind everyone this is something I kind of forgot about. They announced this back when the Switch 2 Direct. Game chat is going to be a paid Nintendo Switch Online feature on April 1st. So this month that we're in, we're about halfway through it. This is the last month you can use Game Chat for free. So if you aren't subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online and you use Game Chat a lot, be aware of that. It is a paid feature on April 1st. They were letting us use it for free up until the end of this month. So April 1st, you'll have to be paying for Game Chat. Couple smaller things. Hori is making a new Mario Kart World racing wheel. So these have been around at least since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They're very cool. I know my girlfriend has personally mentioned she wanted one. Friends from previous jobs have mentioned how cool the setups can be. I've never really used them, but I'd totally be down to try them. I'm interested to see what exactly this means because I know when you used a racing wheel in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you were kind of intended to play the game first person. I don't think there's a first person mode in Mario Kart World, but let me quick do a little unprofessional fact check here. Um, because I think the whole point of the racing wheel is to be fully immersed, so you should probably be in first person. Even if you can't, it's still a cool thing. Um, let's see here if this has a first person mode. Oh, I don't think this is true. This is the AI overview. Yeah, that's literally Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This this AI takeover in search engines is terrible. I don't I don't think that there's a first person view. So interesting that they're making a racing wheel, but cool nonetheless. I don't know how much it's going to launch for. It looks similar to the one they made for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's a little revamped. It looks a little more similar to like Mario's standard car in Mario Kart World. So that's pretty cool. Another little small thing. There was another leaked screenshot of Pokemon Wind and Waves. So this one is about 2 or 3 years old. You can see this on pages like Central Leaks, but I'm sure that they reposted it from somewhere else. They tend to do that. It showcases Blastoise swimming underwater, and there's really cool lighting effects, and I think this was just them testing. underwater exploration. And again, this was a few years ago now, so it's probably come a long way since that screenshot if you saw it and you were impressed with it. I think it's cool. It goes to show they're really putting time, effort, and care into the underwater exploration. Another bit of cool news. So GDC just happened, the Game Developer Conference. Elden Ring saw big improvements there. So this game was supposed to come out last year. We were assuming towards the end of the year because we never got a release date. The game ended up being delayed. It still doesn't have a release date, but the game showed up, and Polygon at least was able to play it at GDC, and they said it has improved a lot. So apparently the game was like bordering on unplayable. So I guess now they fixed it. It at least runs at a stable frame rate. I don't think it hit 60, but the person who wrote this article said it was getting 30, 40 range, and it dipped when it was raining or other big fast changes on screen. So hopefully with a little more work, they get that game running very, very well. Another cool bit of news, LEGO teases a regular LEGO Mario set line to come out next year. I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Lego Mario's really cool. I only got one set of it ever. I love Lego. I used to be really into it when I was a kid. I got the Lego Zelda set, so every now and again I'll get a Lego set. Something to build with my girlfriend, or like the Zelda one, obviously, was something I was very interested in. I got the one Lego Mario set around the time when it came out, and I wasn't really interested in it again because I like minifigures. I like the actual proportionate minifigure Lego size sets. So Lego teased a actual regular Lego minifigure sized Mario, not like the giant, more Duplo looking interactive Mario figure that is the one we currently have now, but like an actual regular Mario figure, and that's really exciting. Hopefully the sets are not too insanely expensive, but for Lego that is wishful thinking. I'm excited to see it next year though. Last bit of news since the last time we had a Campfire podcast, Mario Day has come and passed, and the most notable thing we got from Mario Day is a release date and a new trailer for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. This game continues to look really cool. The art style is awesome. It looks very interactive, almost like a Scribblenauts-esque thing. You seem to be able to name creatures you find. It seems to be very personalized. Certainly it looks a lot better than Yoshi's Crafted World, which wasn't a bad game. It was just very beige, very bland. This looks to have a lot more personality and style, so I'm excited for that. The game is coming out May 21st. That's about when I expected. This month we have Pokopia. Next month we have Tomodachi Life. And then now in May we will have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. So Nintendo is one at a time slowly revealing their lineup for the first half of this year. Again, these random trailers dropping are making people flip out about a Nintendo Direct. Seems like Nintendo themselves is just content dropping release dates on a whim randomly. That is it for news, and that last segment there kind of takes us into the rumors or leaks. So we are currently waiting for more news. There is like a faction of fans that are on Team Nintendo Direct. There are still people that think we need a Nintendo Direct, like to set up the first half of the year, even though I don't know, guys, day by day it looks less and less likely. They keep just dropping random trailers. They don't seem to want to do a direct. They seem very content to hit you with a Nintendo Today notification at 9:45 and upload a trailer to YouTube and Twitter 15 minutes later. That's what they did with Yoshi. So yeah, there's a team that thinks there's a direct, and then there's a team that thinks we'll just be getting drip feeds, the bare minimum. They're just going to release whatever they can to get us to the second half of the year. They're eventually going to have to do a Nintendo Direct, probably around June. That's when they like to do them, but Nintendo has broken all sense of a pattern that they had before. They haven't really followed a schedule like they used to. Directs used to be predictable. There'd be 3 or 4 of them in a year. Ever since 2020, 2021, the schedule has shifted a lot, and you never know. You might get 2 in a year. Excuse me, you might get 2 in a year, you might get 3 in a year, you might get 12 game-specific directs. It's very different. Right now, they don't seem to want to do one. As for me, I was Team Direct about a month or so ago, but honestly, I'm feeling Team Drip Feed. I would love a Direct. I think that information delivered in a Direct is received a lot better by the community, but I think it's more likely we'll be getting drip feed announcements for now, but let me know what you guys think. And that's really it for rumors or leaks. We don't have much else. You could throw that Blastoise swimming screenshot in there that I covered in the news segment, but it's not really a leak. That poor Winds and Waves has been leaking for months. Now the listener question and response slash community fan wide question segment. I just want to know from you guys, how do you think Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is shaping up for you personally? Is it a game you're interested in? Do you think it'll review well? Do you think it will be better than Crafted World? Are we looking at the likes of another Yoshi's Island or a Yoshi's Woolly World, which are both held in high regard? And what do you think of Pokopia? Are you enjoying your time with it like I am? Are you no-lifing it and playing 12 hours a day? Let me know, guys. Let's talk about that in the comments. I'd also like to throw out this little bit here. If anyone has any tips on how to grow the podcast, that'd be greatly appreciated. Obviously, I'm starting from nothing. I know a lot of successful podcasts don't do that. They have like a pre-established channel, pre-established social media somewhere. I don't have that. I'm starting from the ground up. I do this because I enjoy it. I think it's fun to talk about this stuff, but it is like my dream to have an actual community to play games with. I don't just want to be talking to myself forever. I am enjoying that. I like having the ability to put out my thoughts on news out there, but I'd like it to be more of a conversation because it's the campfire. The idea I had when I made this idea up was we would come together. We would sit around like you do with friends at a campfire and talk about our favorite games and Nintendo news and rumors and leaks. It's a one person campfire, one man campfire right now. Hopefully that changes. If you have any tips on how to grow a podcast, let me know. I've already tried promoting on multiple social medias, even TikTok, which I didn't originally plan for. My TikTok clips get good views and likes on TikTok, but they don't translate over to YouTube or Spotify. Anywho, if you have anything, let me know. I will be sure to take your feedback into consideration. And I'll also put my friend code up on the screen again now. Again, I want to host a game night. We can play Pokopia, Mario Kart World, Kirby Air Riders, whatever you guys want. I think that would be a ton of fun. On that note, I am going to start a Cloud Island. I'm kind of reconnecting with some old friends to play Pokopia with, but there will be 1 or 2 openings. I think you can have 4 people at any time. And since it's a server, I won't need to be online hosting the game. You can join whenever. So, depending on the time of day, more people might be able to jump on the island if that's something you're interested in. As a listener, as a viewer, commenter, let me know and I will see if I can give you an invite. Another shorter episode, guys. Hopefully, we have some more news to talk about. In the meantime, go play some Pokopia, spend time with your friends and family. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. That is coming up soon for those of us in the States. But thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye bye. I will see you all next week.